Hey, can we go to the phones now?
Yes.
While you're doing your cheerleading?
Yes.
All right. Chris from Sunshine. Oh, Chris Sunshine's here.
Yes.
Hey, Chris.
Hey,
Chris.
Chris Sunshine's here, ladies and
How
gentlemen.
are you?
He is friend of the show, friend of the program.
Baby, we won.
Who won?
UM.
Oh, you won.
Both, babe. That's right.
No,
the
the
Fins,
Fins.
right? The
Dolphins.
Fins. There you go.
Dolphins.
There you
Yeah.
go.
The hurricanes and the fishes.
That's
That's
it.
great.
That's it. It was a great weekend.
Yeah,
Great
Hurricanes,
weekend.
Florida's winning all the way around here in the Sunshine State, which is
That's
good
what I'm
news.
Florida
talking
is
about.
winning. Well, I miss you. I just saw you last week, but I still miss you already. What's going on in your world?
I know we wanted to get over there, but we were at the conference with Florida Cannabis Coalition, and it went
It was
a little
a
bit
good
past
time.
what we didn't anticipate. So weren't able to get over to the radio show, but that's okay. I'll definitely see you guys again soon, I'm sure.
I know you put a lot of hours into this. What are you doing? What do you do on your daily basis, Chris? I know that you really put a lot of time and energy into the education and just really sharing, that everybody should be part of this and that this should be decriminalized and really
it has to be.
Exactly.
It has to be.
And we definitely agree on that. So explain to the listeners and the viewers on Facebook and our social media, what do you do on a daily basis, how you're getting the word out there. And I know you put a lot of time into Florida Cannabis Coalition, into Sunshine Cannabis, and the clothing and the education, share your vision and what you're looking to do.
Absolutely. Thank you. And, honestly, I would say 90% of my time into cannabis and education and advocacy. Pretty much from the time I wake up, have breakfast, have some tea, go outside, get some sunshine. Sunshine is definitely the best medicine, helps you be healthy all the way around, make you a good advocate. I work really hard right now just trying to answer everybody's questions kind of behind the scenes. Get a ton of messages on Facebook. The phone is always going, text messages are always going, trying to connect patients with doctors and give people useful, correct information about cannabis. I used to spend a lot of my time, as most of you know, I was a grower in Florida, and, I lived that lifestyle of having to hide in the shadows and be in the closet, and couldn't tell anybody anything. And I was going on about the endocannabinoid system, back in the 90s and THC and the benefits in the body. And finally I was able to come out into the light and now be open about this and not be afraid, and be a legal patient. I'm a legal patient.
That's awesome.
Now I use cannabis legally, and although I cannot grow it legally yet for myself, I want to. And my efforts going forward in Sunshine Cannabis, our efforts are going to be aligned with Regulate Florida and getting the right and the freedom back in the hands of the people to be able to have whole flower and to be able to grow their own medicine and to be able to be involved in the industry, get into the cannabis. It is absolutely vital that we make this a reality for the Sunshine State.
Yeah.
And I really need everyone out there to get involved with Regulate Florida. We need a primary backer. Okay, it's not a nonprofit group. They are actual political. They're a political group, and we're fighting really hard right now, and really hard to get the signatures to get Supreme Court review. Now, right now, there's already like 30,000 signatures, the valid, good signatures from citizens here in Florida that they've collected. It's a lot of legwork. It's a lot of hard work and hours. And Karen Goldstein has put in an incredible amount of passion and love into this. I know most of the advocates, everyone in our circle has supported Regulate Florida. And now I've come on board, to make that my primary goal and focus. And we really need the people of Florida to step up. I need everyone to go on Facebook, try to get everybody you can rally behind this, because we have Amendment 2. Remember, we did pass this with an absolutely astounding percentage of the vote. I mean, 71.3%.
You can't even get that many people to agree on what color the sky is, and we got them to agree on cannabis.
So now we only need 60% to get Regulate Florida. That initiative passed. Now, it's still a big number, but look at what's happened with Amendment 2. Okay, we still don't have flower.
Horrible.
All right, no flower. There's no smoking cannabis, even though it was legalized and it's in our Constitution now. Like John Morgan said, no smoke is a joke.
Yep.
I mean, it's ridiculous, So they've taken Amendment 2, something we voted for in good faith, and worked our butts off to get made reality here for the Sunshine State.
Yeah.
And patients can't even use whole flower, and people can't get licenses to open up, businesses.
Right.
They're going to keep the black market
limited,
going.
That's what they want.
They're going to keep the black market going. I don't care what they say, what they do, and how they do it. Unless they bring flour to the table, we're not going to get the right medicine, the right flour.
There has to be competition for the illegal stuff that's on the market.
You have to have flour.
Realistically, it comes down to having the money to pay petitioners. We need 730 thousand
for to get on the
How many
ballot.
more
to get on the
petitions do you need?
ballot.
Yeah, well, we only need 60,000 something to get
the
Supreme Court review, and
and we're already at 30
right away. I mean, Bobby will tell you he's a director of NORML of Florida. Robert Platshorn he's an incredible freedom fighter. He's been fighting for this. I mean, his whole life he paid the price.
That's right.
For cannabis, and now here he is standing strong, and he's risen like a phoenix from the ashes, and is pioneering the movement here. Him and Karen work closely together, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't even have Amendment 2 in Florida right now.
I agree.
So we got to get the job done. We got to continue.
We always try to give
finished.
credit where credit's due as far as normal. Karen Goldstein, I always call her an OG. I mean, Chris, you talking about the endocannabinoids.
She's an old hippie.
In the 90s. I would call you an OG as well, and then we have
I'm an old hippie.
We have the benefit
I'm just old.
And privilege and honor of having Bobby Tuna with us, and he's definitely an OG when it comes to this area. So it seems like the call to action from you is, one, we need people to get involved. We need them to participate, become part of the process, and not just wait to benefit from the change in the laws. Two, we need to definitely raise our voices against the no flower rule. Number three, we need financing behind the Regulate Florida movement and all the petition activity that's taking place. I know for the amendment to get on the ballot, there were individuals, John Morgan's always mentioned, giving $5 million probably plus of his own money towards the movement. So that seems to be our 1, 2, 3 call to action from you, Chris.
I got number 4. I got number 4, 4.20.
Okay.
Home growing. Regulate Florida. Their initiative allows you to home grow, to have your own plants, and grow your own medicine and pick the strains you want. And that's what Florida needs, and that's why we have to get the Regulate Florida initiative onto the ballot and let voters vote for it. And I believe it will pass. I'm very, very strongly confident about it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, you definitely have our support. Wherever we go, Chris Sunshine, you go along with us. Same for Bobby Tuna. We will continue to advocate and evangelize the need for the advocacy, the coming together of the movement, all the different groups. So thank you so much for calling in. We love you.
Thank you for having me.
And you are forever a part of everything that we do.
Let's keep it going.
I love you guys.
I'm going to use.
We're going to do great things. We're going to do great things in the Sunshine State.
Oh, no doubt.
No
doubt.
We already are.
Everyone know. We do have True Leave on board. They're putting the Regulate Florida petitions in all of their dispensaries.
Really?
So if you want,
that's surprising.
Wow.
Kim Rivers
Way to go,
has made a
Kim.
commitment. She's incredible. She's fighting really hard for the patients here in Florida too, and has come on board. They're putting
what's the
the
change?
Regulate Florida petitions in all of their dispensary locations.
Chris, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I mean, where's the change on that? Because obviously they're leading. I mean, they're leading the charge on many different things.
By far.
I mean, everybody else is like so far behind them. But that's pretty impressive for her to actually want that to pass.
Yeah.
That shows the support of really her believing that this should be first decriminalized. People should be able to grow their own flower at home, and especially the flower part of it. So that's actually pretty impressive on her part. Shout out to Kim Rivers from True Leaf.
Kim Rivers is amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said that.
I have to let everyone out there know I'm a huge supporter and True Lever, and they are on the patient side, and vote with your dollars. That's what I have to say about
Way
it.
to go, Kim.
Absolutely.
Big shout out to True Leaf and Kim Rivers.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Chris, for joining us.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah.
And just so you know,
brother.
Green Roads has sent to all their sales offices and the stores that sell their product in Florida, they've sent the Regulate Florida petition to them as well. So that happened a couple months ago. So Green Roads is completely on board.
Absolutely.
I'm using the Silver Tour and all the funds that we raise for the Silver Tour, which is a nonprofit, to support Regulate, to pay for petitioners, or, since Silver Tour is a nonprofit, if you want to make a major donation, nobody at Silver Tour gets paid.
Right.
Every penny goes to the cause. you can donate to the Silver Tour, and that money is going to go to support Regulate.
Bro, let's regulate
You
Florida.
have two
for sure.
options. You can donate directly to Regulate Florida, and the money will go to Regulate Florida. And you can also donate to the Silver Tours, and the Silver Tours will pass that money to Regulate Florida.
And that way you get the tax deduction.
There you go.
Thank you to Chris Sunshine.